Thanks.
So Michael, I have pushed the live stream. Now you can make me co-host. You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. There we are.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Good day, good day. Oh, nice to see you again, Terry. Joan, hey, welcome. Nice to see you. And Carmen, I can't see you. Okay. All right. Can you all hear me? Great. Thanks, Joan. Okay. Terry,
I'm back.
Yeah, I know you're back. I see you. Welcome. Okay. From one class to the other. That's
right.
Great. Okay. Did you get my email? Because I did find that what Maria was looking for. What was it? It was
CUSO. I didn't read your email yet.
Oh, okay. I did find it.
I did listen to the song Hole in the Bucket, and it was really funny. I felt like it was, a birthday present for me. My birthday's this weekend, and it was made in 1959. So that was a long time ago.
Yes, it was. It was, yeah. I was born. Okay. Sorry. So, Nancy, hello.
Hi.
Yay. You need to put a light on in front of you, Nancy.
Yeah, I know. I got to put the light on. I just was listening to your wife's class.
Oh, excellent. And you enjoyed it?
Yes, honey. I love her. She's great.
Okay. What was the class about?
Oh, God. I dozed off a little. Bucket list.
Oh, was it a bucket list? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I didn't see anything like that.
Yes. Oh, it was on, well, I watched it on the TV thing.
Oh, did you? Okay. Oh, excellent. Yeah, Terry's just been talking about kicking the bucket. And
I'm not ready to kick the bucket yet.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Carmen, hello. Hello, Carmen. Calling Carmen to Pinterest. Okay. No. What about Bolin? Hello, Bolin. Hey. Calling Bolin to Pinterest. No. Okay. All right. All right. So what brings you to Pinterest particularly? I enjoy Pinterest and I use Pinterest, but, maybe Terry, you tell us.
I don't have a lot of experience with Pinterest, and I find it to be confusing. So I guess I need to know what it's about and how to use it, how it would benefit me.
Okay, okay. Thanks. And Joan is shaking her head, nodding her head. You agree with it, do you? Okay, thumbs up. Fair enough. Okay. And Nancy, what brings you to Pinterest?
Want to learn something new.
Do you use Pinterest?
I did a couple of times.
Okay, okay. So you want to learn something. And have we got Carmen on the microphone yet? Or Bolin on the microphone yet? Not? Okay. You're probably in bed, fast asleep, and you've turned on the Pinterest without even knowing. Anyway, all right. It's great having you all on board at this time, and what I'm going to do, because it's an introduction to Pinterest, I'm first going to go through some slides, just showing you how to get an account, because you have to have an account with Pinterest, and then we'll go live onto Pinterest and we'll wander around, and I'll show you some interesting things with Pinterest, and then you can ask questions of things you're unsure of, and we'll move from there. So let's first go to the slides, and I know 4 of you know who I am. I'm not sure about the 2 silent ones, if they know who I am. So my name is Michael, and I live in Perth, Western Australia, and it's just gone midday here, and winter has started, and it's cold, and but we are fortunate because it's a rainy season too. So now everything turns green in the winter here. It's like the green season is the winter season. So yeah, you can see that I'm an author, I'm a businessman, I'm a business mentor, and I mentor business owners. And I just love, as Terry will tell you, this is my 3rd class and today, and I love it. And I enjoy having you all on board as well. So Pinterest. Benefits of Pinterest. We'll talk a little bit now before we start, because as I said, I use Pinterest, and I find that there are certain benefits for me that stand out above others. So we'll talk about now also creating an account quickly. I'll just do you some slides, because you can't go and browse Pinterest without having an account, and it's free, but you need to have an account. And then I'll show you how to make the most of Pinterest, and then most importantly, how to create a board and then pin on that board. So yeah, we've got I always regard this particular social network where people can find inspiration and ideas, for your hobbies or your business, or just casually, but also to save things. Every idea is pinned to a board, and you will see that as we move on, and that it's really a good search place to search for almost anything. It's quite interesting that, because one tends to go to Google to search or YouTube to search, and but Pinterest has a very valuable search because of the number of people that actually use Pinterest and pinned images on there. So you can be on Pinterest and then you click on something and it takes you off Pinterest, but we'll get there. So really, it's as you see on the screen there, a visual discovery engine. So you can find ideas for anything that you want. It doesn't matter what. In the old days, goodness me, okay. we used to have scrapbooks, and scrapbooks used to be so interesting because you would tear things out of magazines and out of newspapers, and you would put them in the scrapbook for use, sometime in the future. Maybe they were recipes that you tore out. I didn't tear out recipes, but I tore out other things that I was interested in, and I wanted to sort of keep some sort of reference. Now, I find Pinterest is like a digital scrapbook. I use it very much for the same thing. You create a board, or a whole lot of boards, and then you file things away or pin things away on that. It's like a physical notice board that we sometimes have up on the fridge. We have magnets, and we put things that we want to remember on the fridge or on the pin board. And so, yeah, the benefit is that you can follow other people with similar interests to you, okay? And you can also pin from them certain articles or images that, so we say, the images might relate to an article, but an image onto your pin board, okay? So you search Pinterest for all sorts of images, and it definitely can be used for business. Historically, I'd used it for business, okay? And the interesting thing is the average age of a person using Pinterest is about 40 years old, okay? So you can see that it's the more mature person that now is busy researching, busy looking for things, and wanting to find inspiration in the process. So you need to join Pinterest. You have to open an account, and it's free. So you would click, when you go to Pinterest.com, on the top right-hand side, you would be asked to click and to open an account, and it would look something like this. You'd create an account, nothing unusual from any other accounts that you've opened in social media, really. You give your name and email and so forth, and it will then ask you to confirm, so it'll send you an SMS or a code via email, and then you've got to put that in, and then you have an account. Then immediately it comes up with something similar to what you see on your screen now to finalize creating an account. The artificial intelligence in Pinterest wants to know what categories of things are you interested in. So it'll make some sort of suggestion like this. You can see that there's 10 categories, starting on the top left with easy meals and coming down to the bottom right to women's fashions, and a whole lot in between, whether you like exercise or whether you like positive quotes or whether you food or drinks and so forth. Okay, it just wants to start off because it wants to help you immediately become familiar with Pinterest, and it wants to give you some suggestions of boards you could make and pins you can pin to those boards. So that's how you create an account, okay? So over and above what I've already said, making the most of Pinterest, you will be searching for topics, okay? Then you'll be saving or pinning, that's the word, what you found that suits you, okay? And then you would also create a board in order to put those pins on, and we'll show you how to do that, okay? And then as you've got a number of boards, as you grow, you can have boards under those boards, like sort of almost a menu to your boards, okay? And but they're all roughly, and I'll show you some of mine, some roughly the same type of topics, okay? But you can also, if you want to, you can make a pin secret that nobody else sees it. Only you want it. You're busy, collecting a whole lot of pictures about your future wedding, and you don't want anybody to know that you're searching because you haven't made it public yet, so you keep it secret. So perhaps not appropriate for seniors, maybe, who knows? Hey, marriage is great and partners are great. So maybe we will. Okay. So then also, besides making it secret, you can almost do the opposite, almost. And that is, you can invite collaborators. So you've got a particular board that a subject that you like, and maybe it's a group of friends, and you allow them to collaborate on your board. So they can pin things to the board. They can make comments and follow things for the board's sake. Okay. And so you build up a board with, maybe half a dozen of you contributing to that particular board. So that's what collaborators are. We'll show some real live of that. And this is typically something you will see when we go live. We'll see on the left-hand side on the top particularly, which is, it calls it there for you. They've now changed that name and they've called it home, your home. Okay, so you will see that as we go. So let's go live now, and I'll just adjust my screen so that you can see what I want you to see. And okay, can you all see my screen? You can nod your head or say, yes, thank you. Joan knows me, okay?
Yes, thank you.
That's
Yes.
great. Okay, all right. So we're now going to just have a look at that it's come up on my Pinterest, because remember, you have to have an account. So I've just used my own account. So don't worry about what I've pinned it. It's how you can gain all the benefit of where you start. So let's just start on the top left-hand corner, the home, which is for you, all right? And it immediately said, I don't know if you saw it as it was booting up on the home page. It says Pinterest is busy giving you some ideas of who you can follow and what you can follow and so forth. So I want to start there because when you get up, you've obviously got an account because you're now on Pinterest, okay? So you want to start by finding some people to follow, some pins to follow, maybe some boards to follow. And so this is the best place to start, is right here under the home. And so you just scroll down and you will look for things that absolutely will be for you, okay? That will be related to you. And obviously any titles that you see on your screen right now are related to me because it's my account, okay? So you scroll down, you have a look. It's really the interesting part. This is where you will start to find what you want to find, okay? And that could relate, as I said earlier, to a hobby or just an interest or some fun or a business, okay? So now this is terribly interesting. Now I find this interesting because I am into gardening and microgreen growing and I do classes on the microgreens, but I've always been under the impression that bedroom plants, you shouldn't have plants in your bedroom. I grew up, my mother told me you don't grow plants in the bedroom, okay? And it stays with you. You don't really know why. But now I want to know more. And you find something that you want to know more about. And so you put your cursor over the middle of it, and you see the cursor changes into a plus sign. And what you do is you just click on the picture, okay? Now it takes you to the person who posted that and to the actual post that you can see right now, okay? And now you've got various options. You can now just follow this particular person that is posting these things. And so to follow them, now remember, you're looking for people to follow, okay? You're looking for interest. This interests me. This is my account. So now I'm going to click follow, and it changes to following, okay? And so now I'm following. I also have the option to do that or have a look, do I want to save? So the little down arrow is just going to show you the boards down here that I have created for myself, okay? And I've got one, Coffee with Michael, and if I clicked on that, that would be that. I'm not going to click on that one right now. I'm going to just have a look at the other boards. I've got a board about microgreens. I've got a board about business, and a board about mind, body, spirit, soul, energy. I've got a self-health care board as well. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I wonder which is the best board for me to paste this under, as you will be when you've got more than one board, okay? And I think probably self-health care, so I'm going to click on the arrow on self-health care, and underneath self-health care, I've got subboards, okay, as well. And the subboards are fermented foods, container garden, nutrients, and if we pull down a bit more, healthy chemicals, diseases and natural treatments, all the subboards underneath that board, okay? So I'm just going to save it under container gardening, and I've now said, there it tells me at the bottom, I've saved it, okay? I can quickly click undo next to it, but otherwise it's saved. So I've taught you now how to follow, here we are, and how to save a particular pin. Okay, you save the pin is the image. You're saving the image to one of your boards, okay? And anybody you follow in will come up just in your home page when they've done some posting. But you can also find them somewhere else, which I'll show you shortly. Okay, so before I'm going to just go back to, let's take back to the home page, okay? So you do understand that this is where you can, one of the places you can search for things of interest of yours. This is put here, these are put here by Pinterest, the artificial intelligence in Pinterest. So, and there's usually a lot. You can keep on paging down, well done, okay? And but there are ways also that you can restrict what Pinterest shows you in this home page, and I will be showing you that too in some sort of a logical order in a minute, okay? And so I just want to make sure that oops, okay, I see somebody's clicked something on the picture, okay? Okay, that's fine, okay, thank you. There's yeah, let me just make myself a bit of space. And what I'm saying here is that you've seen the home. Now we're going to go to the right of the home. Remember, that home is going to be your home, okay? And we go to the right of it, and it's something that can be quite inspiring, because Pinterest puts it down day by day by day. You can see now we're on the 2nd of June, 2021, and stay inspired, because of it looks at what I'm clicking on, pinning most about it, following mostly, and also it's just own inspiration besides that. So it makes some suggestions. Okay, here we've got a bucket list trips, eh? One of you said you were in my wife's class just a few moments ago.
Yeah, me.
Okay, Nancy, that's great. So you see, you can go to Pinterest now, and you can click on 22 places to travel in 2022. That could be, and you click on it, okay? And now these are suggestions for your bucket list. And I'm not sure whether my wife had showed you, but this is where you find it on Pinterest. And, there's 50 photos underneath that that you can go to. And marble caves, wow. I mean, really, it's quite, and it looks like it's into Africa, Uganda, yeah, into Africa. And the Maldives. I look at it all as most beautiful places. And so if on your bucket list is to travel, like mine is to cruise. I really like to cruise, but I would like to land up in a destination like this by cruising. And so, there you would now go to a bucket list because you've clicked on today. We can click the back arrow. You see that black arrow on the left? We can get back to today, or we could have just clicked on today as well. So we've got all sorts of things that are now we're looking at, and we can now stay inspired by clicking on one of the others according to Pinterest, okay, or Mr. Artificial Intelligence. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the right of that. That is, you'll see the word following. Now, as I mentioned to you, excuse me, let me just take a drink of water. Right. I don't have a frog in my throat, or I'm satisfying the frog in my throat. Okay. All right. So what happens when you click on following? You're going to see everybody that you have now chosen to follow. So remember, some of in their post, it's coming up into your home. But if you want to focus now on the people you followed, and you've got a reason to, because you liked what they were doing. Now you want to get more information, possibly, or find similar ones. So you see there, that's the one that I followed while you were in class right now, the 6-bedroom plants. So there it is, right at the end, it's the latest one. Okay, so now you can move and you can scroll down and decide, let's say that particular one. And now this is people we're following, okay? We haven't saved them to a board, we haven't pinned them, we're just following them, okay? So they're not going to appear on our boards. Be aware of that. So I can now decide, maybe I should be able to, I think, well, maybe I'm going to have a look at what the person again. So at the bottom, you'll see the name, and we now click, and it comes up to their home page. Okay, their home page, just by clicking on the name. Okay, and you can see here that in the black that I am following them. Okay, and so I have a look, and I think, oh no, I look at some of the postings they've made, and I think, this is not what I want to follow now in June 2021. So, and they've got a lot of followers. You look at the numbers there, but I look at the postings and it's not for me. So I click the word following. Hey, presto, I'm no longer following that particular person. Okay, that's how you unfollow, and you need to, at some point, regularly, perhaps once a month or once every 6 months, is to unfollow people, because you don't want yourself to be cluttered with things that you no longer have an interest in. Okay, you don't want your homepage. Yes, Terry, what's the question?
So, Michael, now that you've unfollowed her, what about that information about the 6-bedroom plants? Is that lost to you also?
No, it's not, because I pinned the image.
Okay.
Remember? So I followed her and I pinned the image. So if I unfollow her, I still got the image.
Okay.
Okay. So it's important to understand those two aspects, okay? Following and pinning. Pinning you'll keep and you'll build up and you'll make a directory of all your interests with pins, okay? The following is just finding posts in your homepage or coming here under following and finding some information that you may want. Okay, so let's just click back to following at the top, and now you'll see things have changed a little bit because I've unfollowed somebody, so it all shifts around. And again, you can carry on looking down and finding something. So you know now if you're under following, because this is often a question that gets asked, is you go to following. If you want to unfollow somebody, click on the actual image that you're following or the person, okay? You can also, I'm going to show you this actually. I want to click on the URL, which is where this came from on the internet, okay? And so it brings you up, by clicking on it, brings you up their website, okay? And clearly they are selling art. And you can see that you can buy that image for $120, okay? And so that's it, but you're off Pinterest now, okay? You've been taken off Pinterest to the website. So I just click back to get back onto Pinterest and click back onto following. So now you've learned how to get off and follow the people, not to follow them, but to see what they're all about. And clearly they're selling, that one on art that I showed you was selling art, okay? And so you can, again, scroll down and see the people you're following. Now, I want to go back to clicking on my icon, my picture. And if you haven't put a picture up, then it'll be your initial up here on the right-hand side of the page to get back to where you want to go. Right. The next thing that I want to show you, in fact, maybe I should just take a breath and find out if there's anything that you want to ask beforehand. Okay. Nancy, I love your picture that you got there as a profile picture. It's such a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else want to ask anything or any questions? Please don't leave the class a little bit confused about anything. All right. I'd be disappointed. Anyway, let's go back and right. So we're back on your home page now. Let's pretend. Okay. And now you want to create a board. Let me show you how to create a board. This might be your first time. You've just joined. And Terry, your hand's still up. I assume that was from last time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we want to create a board. It might be your first board, very first board. And because you've just joined Pinterest and opened an account. And so you come down to the plus sign on your home page, and there are other places you can as well, but let's use this one and I'll show you others too. You click on the plus sign and a little drop down menu says create a pin or a board. Now we want to create a board. So let's go to, and we've clicked on board. Okay, now it wants you to give a name to the board. Okay, so let's call it, whoops, there we are, fresh, shall I call it meat or flowers? Let's do it flowers, probably more appropriate this time of night. Okay, now remember I told you, you can see it at the bottom here. If I wanted to keep this, excuse me, and keep this secret, I would click here. And you see it ticks, and now it's a secret board. Untick it, and it's no longer secret, and anybody looking at my profile will see it. So I come to the right-hand bottom, and I press the word create. So, sorry, I'm going to have to sip some more water. So immediately, the artificial intelligence makes some suggestions for this new board. Remember, it's your new board. You don't have any pins on it. Pinterest wants you to have some pins on it. So you can now, because it had the word flowers in the name of the board, look at, it comes up with all those suggestions for you, and it will carry on and on and on as you go down with more and more. So what you need to do is decide that maybe this one is, all you've got to do is put your cursor over the picture, and you'll see at the top of the picture, it asks for you to save. That's all you've got to do here. So you go up and you click save. Okay, and it says save to fresh flowers. That's your board you've just named. And so you can go down and do the same to this one on the left top. You just click save, and it's gone to your board. And there we are. There's somebody is creating us. There you are. Let's have that. We'll save that little video that's also there. And at the bottom, we can undo it straight away if we've made a mistake, but we have other ways of undoing. So when we finished pinning what we liked on our first board, we click done. Okay. And up comes your new board. That's how you create a board. Okay. It's fresh flowers. Okay. And it's your new board. Now you can click more ideas, and it'll just bring you more of what you've just seen. Okay. You can also organize, but I'll show you how to use organize when we've got more pins on one of my other boards. And but what I want to show you is, you see these three buttons on the top next to the name of your board. Okay, and every board will have these three little buttons, three little dots. Okay, you can edit the board so that you can change the name of the board, for example, and you can share this with a friend. We'll talk about sharing just now. Or what I want to show you is, you've created this board, but you actually created it on purpose in order to put it underneath one of your other boards. Okay, you want it to merge under one of your other boards. So we then click on the word merge. Okay, and then it says, under which board do you want to put this particular one you've just done now? Okay, and so let me assume that I'm going to do coffee with Michael, and click done. Okay, and now it is no longer sitting as a separate board. It was sitting there with the others, but it's no longer there now. Okay, and I would have to click on the board and that it was under, and then go and have a look and where it has placed this particular board. So you'd have to go and search for it to start off with. Okay, but I want to show you now about organizing, and maybe this is a good page we could stop at, because I said I'd come back to this organizing. Now you've got a whole lot of pins and boards. These are pins now down here, and yeah, okay. So let's now go back up and click on organize. So it's now says select, and it says reorder, but it actually means reposition or add another subdirectory or whatever. But let's just select and see where we can reorder. Okay, so let's click on that one, okay, which is under business ideas, and we click on the, what do you call that little pencil? Okay, so edit your business section, and you put a name there. whatever one wants. Let's just say for now, I can't remember the one. I just put a random name in, okay, and I can now again merge this under another board, or I can just save it where I am right now, okay. Now I want to show you that at the bottom of the page here, you can see little arrows going. That first one I've got the cursor on, right at the bottom center, is now I want to move a particular picture to somewhere else, okay. Let's just go down. So I think it's a little clearer now that you can see there, okay. So what we can do here is we can move one of these that we have selected to anywhere on the page. Let's just go further down where it's nice and white. There we are. Okay, there, probably there. Okay, so we can, if we want to, we can select all, okay, or we just select one, and you see it's got a tick there. Now it's quite clear in the white background. And now you can click the word move, and you can now move it to one of your other boards, okay. So let's just say, save it to Pinterest marketing for argument's sake, and I save it. And now it has moved from where it was to where I want it to be. I hope I'm not getting too complicated, okay? So we can also, I've selected another one, okay, just clicked on it. And now you can create a separate section for that one with this plus sign. We're no longer the moving on the left. We now come to the plus sign and we click on it, and we can create another section to put that one, and we click on add, and now it's gone under that section on the top left-hand side. It's called money, okay. And then you can also now decide to delete on this particular. So let's just select another one. There, I've selected that one. You can see on the right, and there is the little old rubbish bin. And you would click on the rubbish bin. It wants to confirm, do you want to delete it? So I've deleted it, and it's gone. All right. I've covered quite a lot in that. Are there any questions? You know how to create a board now, and you can merge that board and make it a subboard of one of the others, okay? And then I've shown you how you can move the pins, not the boards, move the pins around and reorganize the pins under different boards, okay? All right, so now if I click on my microgreens growing your health board, okay, you will see that I have sub-boards: micro herbs, nutrition, foods in pots, microgreens, health benefits, microgreens, vegetables in pot, keto eating. So I've got, what are that, 6, 7 boards underneath my microgreen board.
Don't touch the cooler, we're hot. 77. Don't
Barry, are you saying something or not? No, sorry, I know you got your microphone. I thought you would. Okay, you're welcome to leave your microphone on if you've got no background noise. Okay, so we got 7 boards underneath the microgreens board. The microgreen is on my home page, visible to everybody, and then people can now click on that microgreens page, and they'll be exposed to, assuming that none of them are secret, and they're not, to these 6 boards, and then maybe choose from these boards what they want to look at, okay? And then there are pastings here or pins here that haven't found a home under those subboards. They are still under the main board of microgreens, still there under microgreens growing your herbs. And these are pins underneath that. I either wanted to leave them there because they're just where I need them, or I haven't got around yet to moving these, like I've just shown you how to move them and see where to put them. So that's a lot that you've noted. Now, you can also create notes for this board, okay? And whatever you want to. You can talk about the board itself. You can talk about maybe some benefits of certain aspects of the board. Anything you want to. They're your notes. You can create note, and you can make it private to this board. You can make it public as well. And so it asks you there, and you've seen the plus sign already. You can create a board. I'm going to the left-hand side and clicking back to the microgreens. All right, so now I want to show you something that is very, very valuable with Pinterest, okay? I'm going to click on the search at the top there, okay? So I can search just from my own pins if I wanted to. You see there on the right, there's just on your own pins, or you can search on all pins on Pinterest, okay? So remember, you've got that option, because often when you're searching, one tends to forget to look to the right, and you're searching your own things. So, you know, you can see some of the searches that I've done recently. It doesn't matter what you search for. You are going to get options galore. You're going to get lots of options. Doesn't matter. If anybody wants me to search for something particular, I don't mind. Otherwise, I'll just do the beeswax candle, because that caught my fascination. Okay. All right. You're welcome to ask me. But then, okay, so immediately we now come to the outcome of that search. All these things are related to beeswax candles. Okay. And that's why I said the search in Pinterest is so much more specific. You know, if you know that if you go to Google and you search on Google, yes, you get one or two things that you want, but you get pages of what you don't want. Okay. So you know, it's very broad what you find on Google, and then you often have to add another word or something to get to it. You won't find that on Pinterest. Pinterest gets to the point because it's within Pinterest, and it's really, really handy, and it really doesn't matter what you are looking for. You know, it can be, if I just start the words how to, okay, and look what comes up. You see, it's how to lose belly fat, or how to draw, or, you know, how to draw hands, and so forth. You know, and you then decide which one you want, okay, whatever, you know, how to lose weight quickly. And here comes everybody that's posted on how to lose weight. And you'll see across the top here, there's another directory that you can look. You can now search with a subdirectory. You might want to search to how to lose weight quickly without exercise. So you click without exercise, and there comes the answer. So you see what I mean by the searching. It's a powerful search engine. So enjoy yourself when you get there. Okay. All right. So what I want to do now, I want to move to the right of the search. You see the famous bell in social media. They just updates, sort of warning you, ringing the slave bell about the updates that that have happened on your thing. So you can click here, the first one, 14 more pins for your microgreens. Okay, so people that I'm connected to now, and we've seen how you're connected, you can now click on that first one, and you will see what it is trying to, Pinterest is trying to show me. Okay, and there they are. All the things that are now going to interest me because of people that I'm connected to or following in one form or another. And that came from the bell here. Okay, and so you can scroll down and you'll see all sorts of other things that are related to you. This is yours when you look at it, remember. Okay, and you will get what interests you here. So that's a good place to go as well. Remember, when you arrived, you went to the home on the left-hand top there. Here, you're going to get more specific and also find activity that some of you would have found in your home page. All right. Then to the right of that, we're back to like the social media. You can now write a message to somebody. You can see at the bottom of the page there, you can now send a message to somebody on Pinterest, and you can search for their names here, and then you're away. So let's cancel that. You can get the usual on social media, like markers red and the 3 dots and so forth. So that is there. Now what, and most importantly now, as we reach sort of towards the end of the class, very important, you see to the right of your name or your profile picture, there is a down arrow. Okay, so let's click on the down arrow. You can now add a second account if you so desired. You can have more than one account. Also, if you're doing this for business, you can convert to business. The look and feel will change, okay, based on business. And so we're not going to do that today. The Get Set Up, I'm not sure if Get Set Up has a business class on Pinterest. Maybe, possibly it does. I'm not sure. Brandon, I'm not sure if you know if it does or not, or if you can search for business with Pinterest. Okay, so I want to show you here how by clicking on settings, okay, you are now going to have your, on the extreme left, you'll see a whole list of things under your settings. Now, what I want to show you is, yeah, yes, you would edit your profile picture and your profile and your write-ups and things up and so on under profile, like you would do with most social media. But I want to go further than account settings, and we'll come back to that in a minute if necessary, if you want to. I want to go to Home Feed Tuner. Remember, I said you can manipulate what you see in your home feed. The home feed is this one on the top left-hand corner, right up here. So here you can decide what you want to see when you first come in on the home. And particularly after you've gone through and stopped following people and you're still getting a lot to come there, it gives you 4 options at the top that you need to go to each option. Okay, so first of all, historically, things that are now coming into your home feed are like things we did today. Okay, we did the flowers today, so there they are. So now I'm going to get things relative to the flowers. Okay, now if I don't want that, I click turn off all, and then they all go dark and you turn off all. Now you can do the same as you go down, go down, go down. You can decide what you want to turn off. There's 5 weeks ago, okay? But you can also turn them back on again. You know, this one I turned off. I turned off both of these. I can click turn on and immediately they're both turned on again, okay? So you can go back and change your mind for many weeks. You can go down and it still bounces back. So that's 15 weeks and it still gets a lot more. Okay, let's go back up. So that's what you do when you are clicking on this down arrow, remember, on the right, and we went to settings and we went to home feed tuner. Okay, and that's how you select. You can also with not your, I don't want that. Okay, yeah, this create pins in bulk. If you've got a whole lot of images that are on your computer and you want to bring them all up, you don't want to do them one, you would come to create pins in bulk here, okay? And it'll explain very easily there how you do that, okay? And then under permissions, you can control the comments, the manual filter, hide comments from pins that you created that contain specific words or phrases. Then you would click that and you would put the words in there that you don't want, you want them to be hidden, okay? Notifications are something that we all want all the time. Is, do we want to be notified every time something happens, or don't we? Is it going to really get our phone all blocked up or our emails all blocked up? So you can now edit, you can pick which notifications to see while you are on site or on your app. Okay, you'd go into edit. So this is where you'd come and have a look at that. You know, these push notifications that just appear, flash on your screen, you can edit them here and decide what you want to do. And the same with your security. You can come here and look at this security, the privacy at least. And then, of course, you can decide whether you want, for security purposes, a two-way authentication code when you log in. And there are some places, some apps that I do use that, you know, but you know, particularly like my app that takes me to my bank, for example. But on Pinterest, I have nothing confidential, so I don't bother about that extra aspects. And yeah, so there are all sorts of apps that you can download that are related to Pinterest, but you can get it on your smartphone and you can move with it there. And you can now have a look, you know, who actually has access to whatever you want as far as your app is concerned. But I'm not going to go into detail with that. What I want to do is I want to just stop sharing now. I've been talking for a long time. Is everything as clear as mud? Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Okay.
I think you just have to get in there and play with it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Terry, but you now got an overview. You know possibly what to, if you want to get out of that page, you know how to get out of it. You want to stop following, you can stop following. So you need to play with it now and not try and keep it up there. Try and do it, as soon as you wake up tomorrow or later this evening, and play. But I agree with you. Play with it. That's the bottom line. Any other comments? Okay. Do you think you're a little bit wiser or not? Thanks, Jack.
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
A little bit.
Okay, we'll go and practice now and use it. It's a fabulous scrapbook. Okay, digital scrapbook. Okay, save everything you want there, and it's there next year too. So it's worthwhile. Okay, well, have a good evening. Okay.
Thank you, Michael.
Good night, Michael.
Thank you. Good night to all of you. Bye.